Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Hadidi Makeovers. So if you're new here, please don't forget to like, subscribe and also share. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So for today I'm going to be doing a detailed cut crease makeup tutorial. I'm going to be showing you every tips and corrections, all the questions you've been asking me, most of the questions you've been asking me about my makeup tutorials and all that. I'm going to be answering them with this makeup right here. So guys, let's jump right into the video. So starting off, I cleaned her face as usual using the metics micellar water. So cleaning the face. Now if you look at my model is very pretty. Her skin is even, like the tone of her skin is even, everything is just perfect. Her skin is flawless, her skin is beautiful. So I when I saw her for the first time, I was like, wow, your skin is just everything a makeup artist would want to work on, like a makeup artist would want to paint on this canvas right here. So guys, the disadvantage of this type of skin is if you don't know the type of foundation you're going to use on her skin. So the first tip here is you have to moisturize the lips, guys. Moisture is the key. First of all, I hydrated her skin, cleaning her face, her lips, the eyes and everything, then moved on to use my Vaseline moisture, whatever, what's the name of this Vaseline, lip therapy, sorry, on her lips, the pink lip balm Vaseline. I applied it on her lips because her lips were very dry. You don't want to use a lipstick and lips will be dry, it won't blend properly, so you have to always moisturize the lips. So I'm going to be using my moisturizer, the Cetaphil moisturizer, and at the same time I'm going to be using the Stay Matte Rimmel London face primer. So let me explain something to you guys. Okay, so this type of skin, I don't know if you guys have noticed it, because before, when I was practicing how to do makeup, up to now I'm still practicing, but then when I work on somebody who has a very flawless skin, there's this thing always that happens, like when you're blending your foundation, most especially if you're using a beauty blender, even a brush, it works like that. You see the foundation giving you patches because the skin is very flawless. And for her skin type, her skin is super flawless, her skin is silky. Even as I'm applying the foundation, the moisturizer, the brush keeps slipping off, and yeah, I just, after applying it with the brush, I waited a little bit for it to sit in the skin, then I used a beauty blender to press in the rest of the product into her skin. So this is how you achieve a good flawless makeup with a skin type like hers. So moving on, for the foundation part, this is the tricky part, guys. So for this type of skin, you have to work on the type of foundation you use. You don't want to use a heavyweight foundation, like a foundation that is very thick and all that. That is why I went for the one foundation, this oriflame foundation. I'm using the shade Caramel. It's very lightweight, it's not a full coverage foundation. So for her skin type, you don't need anything heavy. You can just rub powder on her face and let her go. But I am explaining this thing to you guys, so I don't know if most of you, if you people have ever experienced this, but because I do have students and they've made mistakes like this and all that, and yeah, just understand how I'm explaining. If you don't understand, I'll still go back again under my comment section and explain to you better. So for her type of skin, you need a lightweight foundation, a foundation that doesn't dry up the skin, a foundation that is just going to sit there on her skin, like her skin very like the shade of her skin, because she, number one, she doesn't have two shades skin, like some parts are not dark and some parts are not light. She has an even toned shade skin, like an even toned skin type. So you want to work on the type of foundation you use. If you use a thick foundation, it will end up drying up and start creating patches even if you're blending. So this foundation is very lightweight. Can you see? It looks as if I did not even use foundation on her skin, to show you how flawless her skin was looking. So moving on, I'm going to be highlighting her face using the creamy beige, the LA Girl liquid concealer in the shade creamy beige. I'm going to be using that. I used this foundation just to get the, I wanted to use Fawn, but Fawn was a bit closer to her skin tone, so I went for this one just to give me that very highlighted look I wanted. So, and yeah, even though you are using this concealer to blend, like not this particular concealer, but a shade like this that has, it's not a yellow undertone shade, is a very light undertone shade, so you need to make sure you blend it very well, and don't press your beauty blender down on the skin. If you notice, even the way I'm holding the beauty blender, I'm holding it very light. You don't want to press into the skin. Her skin is very smooth, so if you press your foundation or your brush or your beauty blender into the skin too much, it will end up creating patches, so you have to be very careful. She doesn't have large pores. Her skin is just perfect, guys. I don't know how to explain to you, but I hope you guys can see what I mean. Her skin is super flawless, like it's silky. Let me not overhype so that you guys not start saying I'm hyping her skin and all that, but seriously guys, her skin is just perfect. So you have to work on your blending. It took me, I was just forwarding, I was just, this clip right here is on ×2 or ×3, like the speed of the clip, so that is why it's like this. But I took longer than usual to blend this concealer and the foundation routine, guys. So I took my time, blended very well, and then boom, it came out perfect. So you guys should keep watching and see what we'll do with this. So guys, you guys should watch this video to the end though. I have tips, like full-blown tips for you guys. If you are interested, keep watching. So after I am done with the highlights, I'm going to be using a cream blush. I'm using a liquid lipstick, sorry, it's a liquid. I'm using a lip stain from V Beauty Nigeria. I'm using this red pinkish look. Okay, is in this shade, is in Valentine, right? Or is it something red? Yeah, so I'm using this shade on her cheeks. Immediately I applied it, not for it, I don't want to wait for it to dry, because the first time I tried it, the lipstick dried on her skin and I had to clean that part of the foundation to blend again. So yeah, you have to wait for the lipstick, like immediately after applying it, you blend with your beauty blender. And guys, I told you, do not press your beauty blender onto the skin. Do not press your beauty blender. You just have to work on your blending game. Hold the beauty blender lightly, then dab carefully. Don't press the beauty blender down. That is just the warning I'm giving you guys, not the warning shot, but just be cautious. Okay, so under the eyes, I'm going to be making sure I blend under the eyes first before setting with my powder, and then I'll go in with my setting powder. So for now, I'm using the Milani single powder, the Milani compact powder under her eyes. Then I'll be using the airspun setting powder to set my highlight, to bake her face, guys. You want to make sure you do this part correctly so that your skin will look flawless and all that. Yeah, so after I'm done with the setting powder, I'm going to be setting her whole face using her shade of powder. Okay, so before I use her shade of powder for her face, I'm going to be contouring the side of her nose using a darker shade of powder using my V Beauty powder palette. I'm going to be contouring the side of her nose, her cheekbones, and all over her face, like the hollows of her cheeks, and then the outer part of her face, just to give it that contoured look. most of you guys, I don't know most of you, but some makeup artists do cream contour when they are doing this, but me, I tend to do the contour with powder. I always use powder to finish my contouring. That is why my new foundation routine, the one I showed you guys before, like my last video that I showed you guys, that foundation routine, I did it like, okay, the outer part of the face I used a darker shade, so when I'm setting the outer part of the face, I'll still use a darker shade of powder, so automatically the face will be highlighted and contoured perfectly. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. If you don't understand, please just send a DM or just simply say something in the comment section. I'm going to get back to you guys. So after I'm done contouring her face, I'm going to be setting the whole face with powder and then move on to the brows. So I'm using the Davis brow pencil number 18. This my brow pencil is a go-to brow pencil. I don't really waste my money in buying so many expensive brow pencils like that because I am already used to this pencil, but it depends on what you are comfortable with, guys. I am comfortable with the Davis brow pencil, so if you guys are okay with that, you can still go ahead and buy it or get that one. If you're okay with the MAC brow pencil, you can go with that one. If you're okay with the Beauty Line by Didi, the Mabrook eyebrow pencil, it's fine. It depends on how comfortable you are with your product. You don't want to see Hadidi using this one and then get back to that one and all that. Yeah, I'm comfortable with this, so let's move on. I'm going to be setting her brows with the Ushas brow tint. Then I'll be moving on to highlight her brow bone using a shade lighter than her skin tone for her brow bone, using the Ferrarucci palette for that. So after I'm done setting her brow bone, cleaning her brow bones with the Ferrarucci concealer, I'm going to be using the shade Fawn, the LA Girl concealer in the shade Fawn, to do the inner and the outer part of her concealing of her brows, the inner and the upper. Sorry guys, I'm going to be going ahead to use the shade Fawn for the inner and the outer part of her brows, just to give it her skin tone shade. So everything is just going to blend into her skin, and then I'll use my blending brush to do the remaining blending. So for the upper part of the brows, I'm still going to be using the same LA Girl concealer in the shade Fawn to do the upper part of her brows, guys. I hope you guys are understanding. If you don't, please don't forget to send a comment or just drop your questions on the comment section. I'm going to be answering them. So after I'm done with the upper part of the brows, you want to make sure you blend that out smoothly. You want to get that part. So after I'm done with the upper part of the brows, you want to make sure you get that out with your blending brush. You want to blend that out smoothly. Then for the brow bone, I'm going to be using a lighter shade of powder to set the brow bone. Then I'll be going into the Zikel palette, the eyeshadow palette from the Zikel eyeshadow palette in Lydia Stanley, the Lydia Stanley collection. I'm going to be using that, a dark brown shade, and also going into a maroon, a peachy orangey shade. And then yeah, you keep seeing what I'm doing. Sure you are seeing what I am doing. So continue. Okay, so guys, I have a confession to make about the last video I posted. I posted a vlog, and unfortunately for me, even though I was very cautious of I was very careful with the music I was playing in the background and all that, the video got a copyright claim, and I just deleted it, guys. I deleted that video immediately. It got a copyright claim. I don't want to have a copyright claim on my videos, and it will affect my revenue and all that. So yeah, I had to delete it. Sorry guys. If you've watched it, then you are lucky, but if you've not, I'm sorry about that. So let's move on, let's keep moving. So I'm going to be blending out, you know, if you're doing a cut crease eye makeup, you want to make sure the line on the eyes, like her crease, the line on her crease, you want to make sure you get that very dark, so that when you cut the crease, it will give you an illusion that her eyes are very big. So, and then blending the upper part very well smoothly with a lighter shade until you get to the brow bone. So I'm going to be using my primer from Clan White primer. I'm going to be cutting her crease with that. You have to be careful when you're cutting this crease, so because when I was cutting, I was super careful. The clip cutting the eye, I'm going to be using the Clan White eye primer. You have to be very careful if you're cutting the crease. When I was cutting the crease, I was super careful. Don't see as if I am fast here. I just had to fast forward the clip so that you guys will not get bored of me cutting her crease only. So hope you guys understand, Sha. So after cutting her crease, I'm going to be making sure I blend the eye primer smoothly. Then I'm going to go into the eyeshadow palette and then set her eyes with the shade of eyeshadow I want. So for the eyes, you guys should listen carefully. You can use 3, 4, 5 colors of eyeshadow if you want to achieve a unique shade. That is what I do these days. I don't use one shade of eyeshadow. I do mix colors. Sometimes I'll be mixing green with gold, I'll be mixing maroon, green, orange color, or I'll be mixing cream. Some people will be asking me, did you use pigment? Did you use this one? I don't use anything. I mix colors, guys. So some people will see my makeup and they'll be asking me, which type of pigment did you use? Which type of pigment? I don't use pigment, guys. I just work on how I blend my eyeshadow. Sometimes I do use pigments, but not always, guys. So I do mix colors. Some are glowy, some are dark, and that is how I'll just achieve a very unique color. So let's move on to the eyelashes, guys. So for the lashes, I'm using the wynk eyelashes Nigeria. As you can see, I just split the eyelashes. I used my scissors to cut 1/3 of the eyelashes. Just watch what I'm going to be. If you notice, if you're going to see what I'm doing carefully, just listen. I'm going to be applying mascara first on her lashes, then I'll move on to apply the lashes, the bigger one. After cutting the lashes 1/3, like if you're going to divide the lashes into 3, you remove one part, then I'm going to be fixing the bigger one first. That's these 2 other parts. I'm going to be applying it on her lashes on the normal way you apply lashes. Then at the end of the lashes, I'm going to be picking the last one up, like the one part of the lashes I used, and I'll place it on top at the end of the lashes, so it will be looking fuller and then shorter at the same time. It won't be too big for her eyes. Everything will just be looking perfect. So you guys should notice what I'm going to do now. If I do the other eyes, you see the difference of how and what I mean by the stacking of double lashes, guys. Sometimes I do stacking of double lashes, if people don't know, but today I'm dropping this tip today for you guys to hear what I am doing here. So hope you guys understand. If you don't, hit me up on the comment section. I'm going to be explaining in details on how I did this. So yeah, let's move on. After I am done with the lashes, I'm going to be lining her eyes using the Mabrook liquid eyeliner. Can you see the other lashes? Look at this. How beautiful is her eye? Her eyes are looking super beautiful because the way I stacked the lashes on each other, it was looking very flawless. Like, you need to see it. I really like, but don't worry, Sha. You guys will understand. Try practicing what I just did now with the eyelashes and you see what I mean. So after I am done with the lashes, I'm going to be applying the black eyeliner gel from Zaron. I am applying it on her waterline just to get that round effect dark eye look, and then smudging under her eyes using the transition shades I used before for the smudging of the eyes. So after I am done smudging the eyes, hope you guys are understanding what I am doing. So if you do love this makeup, don't forget to like, subscribe, share my videos if you do, guys. So moving on, I'm going to be taking off the setting powder. I'll be using the Lady V powder palette. To do that, I'm using that darker shiny shade on top of the powder palette, sorry, to do the wiping of the setting powder, and then setting her whole face with that same shade of powder. Oh yeah, so moving on, I'm going to be setting her whole face using the Kiss Beauty setting spray just to set out the makeup. I'm not putting too much. Don't look at it as if I'm putting too much. Her skin is just glowy, her skin is beautiful, and actually I fast forwarded the video so that you guys will see how the thing is looking, but I did not put too much spray. My hands were a little bit farther from her skin so that I don't wet everywhere and all that. So yeah, so I'm going to be moving on to the lips. I'll be using the Adventure Makeup shade lip stain shade in Hotflame. I'm going to be lining the outer part of her lips and then using the Classic Makeup in Natural Nude to do the inner part of the lips. So you guys should keep watching and see how this unfolds. So as you guys can see, as I'm applying the natural nude on the middle part of her lips, I just applied a little bit and then went ahead to clean my brush. After cleaning the brush, then you're going to come ahead, use a little bit of that Hotflame again, and then blend out the outer part of the lips just to give it a seamless and natural look. You don't want the lines to show in between the lip colors, please. That gives an icky feeling. If you notice that if you don't blend your lip colors, there is no how your makeup is going to look flawless. So you guys should blend the lips, please. And then moving on, I'm using my favorite Get Gorgeous highlighter. I'm going to be using that on her cheekbones. So can you see how she glows? Like her skin, this babe skin is just something else. We kept talking about her skin from the beginning of the makeup, so when we finished that makeup I was talking about her skin. Her skin is just something else. So guys, this is the finished look. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and also don't forget to comment. And the turban tutorial is going to be coming up on Thursday. You guys should wait for that and see how it turns out. I love you guys so much. This is Hadidi Makeovers right here. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye.